Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're diving deep into the mystery of why she craves attention when ignored. Seriously, you never know who might be struggling with this very issue, so go ahead and click that button. It's like sending a virtual hug to someone who needs it. Plus, subscribing to my channel is like joining the coolest club ever, with exclusive access to all my latest videos. Alright, let's get back to the topic at hand. Have you ever noticed how your partner seems to crave attention even more when you try to ignore her? It's like she has a sixth sense for when you're not paying attention. Let's be honest, sometimes we all crave a little attention, right? It's nice to feel seen, heard, and appreciated. But when it comes to relationships, excessive attention-seeking can be a real head-scratcher. And it's easy to jump to conclusions like, oh, she's just being needy or she loves the sound of her own voice. But trust me, it's usually much deeper than that. How would that make you feel? Probably not great, right? Well, that's kind of what it's like to be on the receiving end of constant attention-seeking behavior. So, what's the solution? Well, it starts with understanding the root of the problem. Let's talk about validation, that magical feeling of being seen and acknowledged for who we are. We all crave it to some extent. It's like a warm hug for our ego. But for some people, that craving runs a little deeper. And when that need for validation isn't met, especially in a romantic relationship, it can feel like a five-alarm fire of insecurity. When they're attentive and responsive, it's like they're saying, you're important to me, I see you, I value you. So the next time you notice your partner fishing for compliments or going above and beyond to please you, take a moment to consider if they might be craving a little extra validation. Remember that feeling of shouting into the void I mentioned earlier? Well, that's what the fear of invalidation can feel like. It's the terrifying thought of expressing yourself, of being vulnerable and open, only to be met with silence, indifference, or even worse, criticism. Now imagine experiencing that fear in the context of a romantic relationship. You try to share your feelings, your dreams, your fears with your partner. But instead of receiving empathy and understanding, you're met with a blank stare or a dismissive wave of the hand. This fear of invalidation can manifest in different ways. The key takeaway here is that behind every attention-seeking behavior, there's usually a deeper emotional need waiting to be addressed. We humans are social creatures. We thrive on connection like plants need sunshine, and romantic relationships are supposed to be our ultimate source of connection, a safe haven where we can be our true, authentic selves without judgment. But what happens when that connection starts to dwindle? When the emotional distance between you and your partner feels wider than the Grand Canyon? Well, that's when the craving for attention can kick into overdrive. It's like sending out a smoke signal, hoping that someone, anyone, will notice that you're feeling lost and alone in the wilderness of your relationship. That feeling of disconnect can be incredibly isolating and can lead to a desperate need for attention, a way of bridging that chasm and re-establishing that lost connection. Okay, let's talk about emotional baggage. We all have it. Some suitcases are just bigger than others. And sometimes that baggage is packed with insecurities, past hurts, and unresolved emotional wounds that can turn even the most independent person into an attention-seeking machine. Think of it like this. Imagine you're holding a glass of water, and every negative experience, every heartbreak, every time you felt unseen or unheard adds another drop to that glass. Eventually that glass is going to overflow, right? That overflow is what can manifest as attention-seeking behavior. It's important to remember that we all come into relationships with our own unique histories and baggage. You know that game we all played as kids where you had to guess what your friend was thinking? Yeah, that game is not so fun in adult relationships. In fact, it can be downright disastrous. Communication, my friends, is the glue that holds relationships together. It's the bridge that connects two different minds, two different worlds. But when communication breaks down, it's like trying to build that bridge with toothpicks and chewing gum. It's just not going to hold. So how can you avoid this communication breakdown? It's all about creating a safe space for open and honest dialogue. Remember that saying, one person's trash is another person's treasure? Well, the same goes for attention and neglect. What you might see as harmless me time or a much-needed break from your partner, they might interpret as neglect, a sign that you're not prioritizing them or the relationship. Think of it like this. You're reading a book completely engrossed in the story, and your partner tries to get your attention. You might give them a quick glance, a grunt of acknowledgement, but your focus remains on the book. The key here is to be mindful of how your actions might be perceived by your partner, especially when it comes to their need for attention and connection. Have you ever had a conversation with someone and you could tell they were just waiting for their turn to talk? They might be nodding their head, but their eyes are glazed over. Yeah, that's not active listening, that's just waiting for your turn to perform. Active listening, on the other hand, is like giving your partner a full-body hug with your ears. It's about being fully present in the moment, silencing the chatter in your own head, and truly focusing on what your partner is saying, both verbally and non-verbally. And empathy, my friends, is the ability to step into someone else's shoes, to see the world through their eyes, and to feel their emotions as if they were your own. It's like being a heart whisperer, able to understand and validate the language of emotions, even when words fail. Now, I know what you're thinking. Ellen, I'm not a mind reader. I can't possibly understand everything my partner is feeling. And you're right. You don't have to be a mind reader to be empathetic. It's not about having all the answers. It's about creating a safe space for your partner to feel heard and understood. Boundaries, my friends, are not about building walls or shutting people out. They're about creating healthy fences around your heart, your time, and your energy, so you can protect what's precious and nurture your own well-being. And in relationships, boundaries are like the rules of a game. They keep things fun, fair, and prevent anyone from getting hurt. Now, when it comes to attention-seeking behavior, setting boundaries can feel tricky. You want to be supportive and understanding, but you also don't want to reinforce unhealthy patterns or feel like you're constantly walking on eggshells. The key is to find that sweet spot between being loving and firm. Sometimes, despite our best efforts, relationships hit a rough patch. A pothole so deep we just can't seem to navigate it on our own. And that's okay, my friends. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength, a sign that you're willing to fight for your relationship and seek the support you need to thrive. If the attention-seeking behavior is causing significant distress in the relationship, if it's leading to constant arguments, resentment, or withdrawal, it might be time to seek professional help. Think of it like this. You wouldn't try to perform surgery on yourself, right? You'd go to a trained professional who has the knowledge and expertise to help you heal. Let's talk about therapy, shall we? Now, I know for some people the word therapy might sound intimidating, like something only crazy people do, but let me tell you, therapy is not about being crazy, it's about being human. It's about having a safe space to unpack your emotional baggage, to work through those tangled thoughts and feelings, and to learn healthier ways to communicate and connect with your partner. Think of it like this. Therapy is like going to the gym for your relationship. Just like a personal trainer helps you build stronger muscles, a therapist can help you build stronger communication skills, conflict resolution skills, and a deeper understanding of each other's needs and desires. Well, there you have it, folks. We've officially unveiled the mystery behind why she craves attention when ignored. Remember, it's not always about being needy or manipulative. It's often a cry for connection, validation, and a deeper understanding of her emotional needs. Now, I want to hear from you. Share your thoughts, experiences, and funny anecdotes in the comments below. And before you go, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if it resonated with you and subscribe to my channel for more relationship advice, laughter, and good vibes.